Baceprot, gimana kabarnya nih guys? Akhirnya gue balik lagi nih guys. Dan kali ini gue baru dapat info, ternyata ada sesi interview terbaru VOB nih ya, yang dilakuin oleh Tank Talk Asia baru-baru ini tuh 9 hari yang lalu lah kalau nggak salah. Dan itu benar-benar fresh banget, gue penasaran nih, karena mereka benar-benar mengupas habis VOB nih guys, lewat interview ini. Dan ini hampir hampir setengah jam nih guys, nanti bisa dicek secara langsung di Tank Talk Asia. Cuma gue penasaran aja nih, karena seperti ini vibes-nya keren banget nih guys, interview ini. Jadi gue pengen tahu seperti apa diskusi mereka. So, tanpa banyak basa-basi, let's go check it out.
Marsha, from Voice of Baceprot, it is an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for making time to come and visit us today. So, Voice of Baceprot has been going now for 12 years, is that right?
That's right.
That's a long time
I know.
in metal, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Actually, Siti and I were already friends since elementary school, and then we met Widi in junior high school.
So, Siti's your drummer,
Yes.
and
Widi
Whitney
is my
is the
bass
bass
player.
player.
Yeah. And then we are in the same theater community. And at the time we had a very bad acting, so our teacher, his name is Abah Ersa, he told us to be a production team. In that situation, we have to learn musical instruments. At the time, the student who learned musical instrument actually 15 students,
Yeah.
but because some of the reasons, one of them is we didn't get our parents' permissions, so the member became 7, and now it's only the 3 of us.
It's only the 3 of you.
Yeah.
You're from a part of Indonesia called Sunda, which is in the western part of Java, and you're from a small town there. What's the name of the town again?
Garut.
Garu.
Yeah.
Okay. What I know about West Java and Sunda is obviously the food is amazing.
Indeed.
But the music, I mean, it's gamelan music, it's angklung music.
Oh, yeah,
It's very
angklung.
quiet.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with metal music. So how do 7 of you taking up music that end up with 3 in a band, how do you go from what was presumably music that you might have been made to learn at school, how do you end up playing in a metal band?
Actually, it's totally a new thing for us. The first time we heard metal music, we found it on Abah Ersa's laptop.
This is your teacher's laptop?
Yeah. We often write for wall magazines in school, and we borrow his laptop. And we found like his playlist is like Rage Against the Machine, Linkin Park, System of a Down, and we click one of it, and it was played Toxicity
Yeah.
from System of a Down.
Yeah.
And our drummer, Siti,
Yo guys, jadi Abah Ersa ini, Abah Ersa ini sebenarnya guru ya. Pada saat mereka dulu sekolah, ini gue baru tahu juga nih, gue baru aware kalau ternyata manajer mereka sekarang itu adalah guru gitu maksudnya ya. Kan tadi mereka kan sempat ada di teater, karena aktingnya nggak bagus, akhirnya mereka diminta sama Abah Ersa jadi megang production, yang mana adalah megang alat musik gitu kan. Nah terus dari situ mereka kemudian ngecek playlistnya Abah Ersa, ternyata banyak lagu-lagu metal, hard metal di situ kan. Oh gitu, jadi ini emang awal dari semuanya di sekolah semua, karena gue pikir tadinya yang sekolah itu cuma mereka bertiga gitu ya, ketemu sama Abah Ersa itu di luar, bukan di sekolahnya gitu. Oke.
said like, "Ah, it's good. It's a good song." Then she tried to cover the songs, and then Widi and I followed her, and yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
I can hear a lot of Rage Against the Machine in your playing, especially in your guitar riffs, and also in the lyrics, that kind of very simple way of writing where you're saying a lot with a very small number of words. Obviously, the 3 of you get together in this band, and you come up with the name Voice of Baceprot. What does that mean?
It's from Sundanese word. It means noisy. Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Noisy. So the one who gave us that name is Abah Ersa, and he thinks that it matches with our personality and also the music that we play.
So clearly he has been quite an important mentor in the beginning of your band and maybe helped you understand metal music a bit more and learn how to play it. Is that correct?
Yeah, we learned to play guitar, bass and drums from him, and also in our early days, he also helped us to make lyrics.
Up next, what are Voice of Baceprot's influences? What other influences and what other metal music were you listening to that influenced you?
Actually, our biggest influence is System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine because we love their bold lyrics and unique music. And also, our best player really loves Red Hot Chili
Oh,
Peppers.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Yeah.
is she a Flea fan?
Yeah, that's right. and City loves Slipknot,
ooh,
Lamb of God.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah.
yo,
These
Very
are
metal.
all very heavy
heavy.
bands.
I
Fantastic.
know.
And what about the Indonesian music scene? Were you influenced by bands in Indonesia? Because I know that in Indonesia there is a very sophisticated
Yeah.
punk music scene, there's a
Yes.
very sophisticated thrash metal music scene. Were you influenced by many of the Indonesian bands, or also some of the more mainstream Indonesian bands?
So there is three biggest metal bands in Indonesia. There is Seringai, Burger Kill, and Death Squad. And we listen to their music a lot. Also, they give us a big influence in our music and also their personalities. Especially Seringai, they often speak about humanity issues, freedom of speech, and it gave us the courage to be an honest musician.
Yo guys, Burger Kill gue udah pernah dengar. Burger Kill itu Seringai ini kayak gue pernah denger ya guys ya. Ini nanti gue mesti cek juga sih karena jadi salah satu apa yang memberikan pengaruh besar terhadap VOB gitu ya kan. Penasaran gitu kan kalau Burger Kill gue udah denger musik mereka emang wajar sih jadi siapa? Jadi pengaruh buat VOB. Cuma Seringai ini gue kayaknya belum pernah denger. Penasaran juga nih guys. Gue pengen cek juga nih.
Next, it's not just about the music. There are some very similar themes that I see
Yeah.
and I hear in your music. And I think that there are two things which really stick out to me in your music. Two very strong themes that I certainly get from music. One is that idea of joy.
Yeah.
And I've heard you speak about this before. And when you see you performing on stage, you find so much joy in what you're doing. And you speak about
Yeah.
music being a joyful experience.
Yeah.
But also, there's a theme of bravery in your music. Brave to stand up and say things. Brave to stand up for what you stand for.
Yeah.
Do you think you could tell me a bit about the joy and the bravery in your music?
Actually, we choose to play music because it gave us happiness. That's why we see the stage as our playground, the place that we can just be ourselves and also be brave to talk about whatever we want to talk and scream because because we cannot do that normally every day.
And obviously, all of this goes along with the look that you have. You best known, I would say, for wearing the hijab, and you proudly wear it on stage. All of this is very much within the genre of heavy metal and metal music. The black clothing. Why is that important to you?
We see hijab as a normal clothes actually because we have wear it since we are kids, and we wearing hijab because we feel comfortable. So we don't see any special thing about it.
But perhaps some of your audience online do see something
Yeah.
special about it, because like many musicians and bands today, you've built an enormous following online.
Yeah.
And as well as the people who adore your music and follow you, you also have
Yeah.
haters as well.
That's why we are shocked when one of our videos go viral on internet and they start questioning about our appearance like the hijab, but we understand that because many people misunderstood about the hijab, Muslim, and also the metal music itself. So we choose to describe it through our music and our lyrics.
That obviously means that you're a very brave group of girls to be able to do that.
I don't know. I just want to be honest, especially in writing lyrics because I'm the one who writes the lyrics.
There's something else that I hear in your lyrics and your music that speaks to Indonesia today and where Indonesia exists today with itself and with the world. Because you do comment on the social situation in Indonesia.
Yeah, I know.
How much do the social issues in Indonesia and perhaps even the politics of Indonesia influence you as a band?
Wow,
Actually,
this is heavy.
we talk about political issues because it give big effects on our life every day. Like we see it on our own eyes, like how the patriarchy and poverty give effects and make many girls have to face underage marriage, and they have to
Yo.
also live in poverty like their parents. So that's why we talk about social issues in our.
Yo, kok, wow guys, gua akuin ini VOB nih ya, khususnya Marsha nih, karena dia nulis lirik ya. Dia benar-benar paham gitu ya, bagaimana membuat eh, apa namanya lirik-lirik itu tuh benar-benar terkait dengan kondisi dan situasi sosial atau politik yang ada di Indonesia. Dan dia benar-benar fokus ya, kalau tadi menurut gue dia lebih fokus kepada peranan khususnya wanita-wanita dan wanita muda. Tapi kalau gue baca yang dia ingin yang dia ingin tantang itu dia ingin challenge tuh guys. Itu ya itu sistem patriarki ya sama kemiskinan karena itu katanya membuat banyak wanita-wanita muda yang berpotensi akhirnya lebih memilih tuh cepat-cepat menikah gitu ya daripada sekolah atau apa namanya menggali talenta mereka. Wow, ini asli keren banget nih. Mereka punya sense of crisis itu tuh tinggi banget sih.
Do you find as though you sometimes have to censor yourselves or you have to be careful about what you're writing and what you're saying?
City and VD often remind me about that. Like, okay, slow down, like that. Because, yeah, we often got a terror, even it start from our early days,
Gotta be kidding.
like the death threats and everything. But it's not a special thing anymore for me. So I just
Guys, ini seriusan, mereka dapat ancaman kayak death threats gitu. Gokil. Gila, asli parah banget tuh mas beneran ya ampun. Tapi tapi hebat juga loh mereka bisa mentalnya kuat juga menghadapi yang kayak gitu-gitu ya. Maksudnya mereka kan benar-benar masih baru gitu ya. Waktu awal-awal mereka membangun band ini ya. Bisa dapat ancaman seperti itu, masih bisa bertahan tuh emang keren banget sih mentalnya.
write what I want.
We spoke a little bit about social media
Yeah.
and your huge following online. How much and what kind of role has social media played in your rise to fame?
Oh, it has a big role actually because everything start from there. Like at first we upload our videos, like live videos.
Wah, ini
The
awal-awal.
quality is very bad actually, but I don't know why it's become viral. And then the big agency level and everything who contact us. It starts from that video. One of our songs, it's called "The Enemy Overt Issue," and they interested because that song to contact us.
Thinking about the songs that you play, there's one song in particular where I was really, really taken by the lyrics because they're so simple but yet they say a lot. There's the song "God Allow Me Please."
Today, many perceptions have become toxic. Why? Today, many people wear religion to kill them. Music, I feel like I am falling, but shall swallowed by the crowd. I'm not a criminal. I'm not
That's amazing. And for me, that exists on lots of different levels. But to you, what does that all mean?
We wrote that song when we are in the tired past, to comfort with people. Many people say that music is haram and they want us to take off our hijab.
So by haram, you mean it's
Forbidden.
it's forbidden, it's against religion,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
We are very frustrated. So we talked to Abba and he said that, okay, just ask God. Don't talk to human, just ask God. So
Next, on the road with Voice of Baceprot. So let's talk about wider fame. So you're not just famous in Indonesia and Asia. You've got a very large, growing international audience. And your music has definitely left Indonesia and traveled around the world, but also you've traveled around the world as well. I mean, there are some amazing performances on YouTube, and we'll put some of these great performances on YouTube in the show notes so that you can have a look at them. But, you know, one in particular that I love is the Metallica cover of Enter Sandman.
yeah.
It's kind of cliched, but it's note perfect, and it's really, really good. And you put your own spin on it as well, which is quite remarkable. But also, in terms of gigs that you've played overseas, you're wearing the t-shirt now.
Oh, yeah.
You've played at Glastonbury, you've done that Glasgow.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was very amazing, memorable moment, and one of our best show ever. Like, we love the crowd and also the stage, and people in there, they are so kind to us.
What's one of the best or one of the most amazing experiences that you've had outside of Indonesia, maybe in Europe or the US? What was one of the memorable moments that you might have had over there?
One of this. It's still Wacken, I think, in Germany, because we dream to play in Wacken since middle school.
So that's a dream realized.
Yeah. And when people hear about our dreams to play in Wacken, they always say that we are not metal enough to play in Wacken.
But you proved them wrong.
Yeah, totally wrong.
That's amazing. Have you met any of your idols whilst you've been on the road? Who have you met?
Oh, yeah.
You've just been like, we're not worthy.
Alisa Whiteglass, the vocalist of Arch Enemy on that time, and we love her so much. And we see her in real life like, oh my god, she's amazing, kind, very kind, and totally badass.
Last year, you played at Formula One, and that's the reason why we know about you, because our host,
I
Manisha, was
remember.
there, and she saw you, and she said, we have to get them on the show, we have to get Marsha and the girls on the show.
Oh, guys, jadi mereka sebelumnya sudah pernah tampil di Singapura, cuma di ini acara Grand Prix F1 ya. Dan kayaknya gue belum pernah bikin ini deh, reaksi ya, pas mereka tampil di sana. Mungkin nanti gue akan cek deh. Karena gue rasanya juga waktu mereka bikin penampilan di Singapura, gue pikir tahun 2026 ini adalah pertama. Ternyata sebelumnya pun ada, dan di Grand Prix F1 ya. Wow, oke. Itu next tuh guys.
But how was that?
That was the first time we visited Singapore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm so nervous about that. But I love the crowd, and also I have a chance to watch the
race.
the race. Yeah, the race.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
What do your parents think about all of this?
Yeah.
All of this success, playing in places like Singapore? What's your parents' reaction?
I don't know what they think, but now they always post everything on social media, like where we go. That's why at the first time we went to Singapore, they didn't believe us. They think that we are lied to them, because when we went to Singapore, we don't have a chance to take a picture in.
Oh, with the merlion.
Yeah.
Because you didn't send them a picture
Yeah.
of you and the merlion.
So they expect us to post like the water come to the lions like like that.
Because that's what everybody does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
That's why they think that we are light. go to Singapore.
But you could do that today. You could go down to the Merlion a little bit later
That's
on.
our planning.
That's brilliant. I'm looking forward to seeing those pictures then.
Yeah, so I can prove it to my mama. Like this, I went to Singapore, right?
I went to Singapore and I took that.
Yeah. So she can post it on WhatsApp.
But on a more serious note, I've heard you talk before about the fact that you're now internationally famous, and when you become internationally famous, then there's a certain amount of money that comes with that,
Yeah.
and success that comes with that. But I've heard you speak before about how, with the money and the success, you've been able to give back and you've been able to support your parents. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's also become the reason why they gave us the full support and also the permission to play music, because they already see the proof.
Up next, how Marsha and Voice of Baceprot are giving back. You also told me a little earlier on that you've moved back. You've pulang ke kampung.
Yeah.
You've moved back to your hometown. You lived in Jakarta before,
That's right, yeah.
and now you've all moved back to your hometown.
We moved to our hometown and become a farmer.
You know, that's so rock and roll.
Yeah.
You moved back to your hometown, you bought a farm, and now you're farmers.
Yeah.
But does that mean that we're not going to hear any more music from Voice of Baceprot?
No, we're still making music, and it even gave us more inspiration to make lyric. Like, I have a lot of sheep now, and now I have a new song, and the title is Renegade Sheep. Because I love sheep, and actually the inspiration comes from our experience. So in the early days we moved to Jakarta in 2020. A lot of people called us innocent sheep.
Innocent sheep.
Yeah, because we look like young and dumb girls from the village. They often called us innocent sheep. But I think they forgot to say word before sheep. That's not innocent, but renegade. Yeah, we are renegade sheep.
Renegade Sheep. Again, that's also very rock and roll to end up writing an album which is themed around animals.
Yeah.
So now you're back in the kampung. You're also building a studio.
Yeah, that's the first studio in the area, and also the first room that has air conditioner.
No way.
Yeah.
It's the first room with air conditioning.
In our village.
That's amazing. And obviously you're going to be recording in the studio yourselves, but is this an opportunity for you to support new bands and for you to support the music scene?
That's our goals. Because we see many potential kids, but they don't have like space to learn or to talk about what they want. So that's why we build a studio in there.
There's some very clear themes that I'm picking up in the interview with you, that you've done so well, you've got a lot of success, but now it's time for you, in a way, to go back home, continue with the music, but start to give back and provide opportunities.
And also we are very happy about that, because we're still balancing our musical life and our personal life.
So what's next for Voice of Baceprot?
So we plan to release a single in a few months, in next few months, I think. And also we plan to make another album next year, maybe June. We will go to Europe again. We will play for Copenhagen, yeah, in Denmark, and another Europe tour.
So there's plenty of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for young women like yourself in Asia who want to go out and do a similar thing to you, to challenge things with music and to challenge things in their lives?
Maybe from me, just be yourself. Don't be scared to be honest. And also, you have to be noisy. noisy too. Everything around you.
So, as is tradition on Tank Talks Asia, we ask all of our guests for a memento, and I believe you brought something for us.
Yeah, I have a special gift for you. So this is my pig.
Oh, it's a plectrum.
Yeah, I use it when I play guitar, and it have a voice of Baceprot logo,
So it does, yeah.
and also this words voice of Baceprot,
Yeah.
and also my signature behind. So the name Marsha.
Yo.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much. We shall
My
put that
pleasure.
on the shelf with pride. Look at that. That's brilliant. Thank you.
My pleasure. Hope you like it.
Yo guys, wow, gue mesti akuin ya, gue mesti akuin karena VOB ini dengan Marsha, Widi dan Siti tadi ya, mereka benar-benar nunjukin kalau mereka tuh nggak hanya mikirin diri mereka sendiri sih guys. Karena tadi kalau gue ngelihat mereka balik ke kampung jadi farmers, terus mereka balikin juga ke komunitas mereka di sana di Garut gitu ya. Mereka bikin studio juga gitu buat anak-anak muda yang memiliki apa tuh namanya tuh passion yang sama dengan mereka, menjadi musik atau anak band. Itu nunjukin kalau mereka tuh juga mikirin regenerasi guys. Kalau VOB itu nggak akan selamanya ada, jadi paling nggak mereka tuh bisa nerusin generasi berikutnya. Itu asli salah satu tindakan yang paling nggak egois, dan itu sangat nunjukin kenapa VOB itu bisa begitu besar gitu ya menurut gue ya. Karena mereka itu benar-benar nunjukin mereka care gitu, mereka benar perhatian sama perkembangan dunia musik di Indonesia, khususnya dunia musik yang bergenre hard rock atau metal guys. Wow, gue benar-benar makin terbuka gitu ya, wawasan gue dan insight gue soal VOB, dan soal Marsha, soal Siti dan juga Widi, udah mereka membangun dari awal sampai sekarang bisa menjadi besar gitu ya. Terus sekarang mereka masih terus ongoing guys, masih terus berlanjut. Hopefully sih sampai tua gitu ya, VOB tetap jalan nih guys. Wow, amazing teman-teman Balaceprot nih. Gue senang banget nih bisa kasih reaksi buat interview ini. Gimana buat teman-teman Balaceprot soal interview terbaru dari VOB tadi? Langsung aja masukin kolom komen di bawah ya guys ya. And then lupa kasih juga masukan lain kan, sepertinya ke depan gue akan memberikan reaksi untuk beberapa konser mereka di luar negeri yang masih ke skip ya. Kayak tadi itu contohnya yang Singapura, bukan yang terbaru tapi yang Netflix F1 itu kan gue belum sempat lihat itu. Nanti yang buat berikutnya itu akan kasih reaksi. So anyway guys, itu aja reaksi gue untuk interview terbaru dari VOB. Jangan lupa langsung kolom komen soal referensi, soal input atau apapun itu juga, nanti akan gue cek. Dan of course jangan lupa kasih like and subscribe. Terima kasih. See you.